Great video. Great video.
I love this. Is such a lie, though, saying bullying is gay. Bullying is based bearing. Yeah. Self-bearing. Self-bearing.
It's for you, too.
I know.
It's for you, too.
I know.
See how you put the word bull in there? Get it?
Yeah, don't bull.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
All these people that called themselves my friends. Some of these people
the music, the sad music.
In like the old-timey film.
He was my friend for over 10 years.
Yes.
We got Tommy C's cat for 5 subs.
Let's go. Big support. Shout outs to Bearing. I've known him for like 10 years and shit. He gave me a big shout out when I was like a nobody. So mad love. I always
and for the most part, the first chance they could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was popular to do so, that's exactly what they did. I could do a 2-hour video.
Was it popular?
And lay out
exactly.
Just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Okay, old bite. He's talking about me in a very passive-aggressive, womanly fashion. So the quarter.
This is the thing, right? Is he'll bring up Bearing and then expect that Bearing won't respond to it. And then Bearing is a bad guy if he responds to Jer trying to drag him through the mud. Like, what's this mentality that Jer has? So Jer's allowed to talk all the shit that he wants in this passive-aggressive gay way, but nobody's ever allowed to say anything back. Jer's able to bring up other people's dirty laundry, but nobody can bring up his.
Or their
it's
views.
Just the fuck mentality.
Neurotic is actually dying.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
Drama continues. Now, I've only made one video about this whole thing. I've largely stayed out. I've kind of lost interest. I couldn't really give a fuck. The guy fucked up, and he's getting his licks. Surprise. Now, if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, you should watch this video.
Whoa, buddy!
It was a Kino video.
Us and
we
AI.
got Desi Eaton for 5 subs.
Please, thank you, Desi Eaton. Let's fucking go.
I think I did a pretty good job breaking down like the initial drama. Now, since then, the only major thing that's happened from my point of view is he sneakily deleted a podcast I did with him and Count Dankula. He did it to try and kind of reduce the heat he was getting, I suppose. But 7 or 8 years of this podcast, right, just down the drain. Just
8 years. Gone.
Which, by the way, it was all archived anyway by the trolls. Like, I have the complete archive myself.
You even said that. You went, I have it all before he deleted it.
I don't know. I think ultimately what it came down for quartering was that he wanted to remove the mean comments, because every time one of these episodes came out, quartering was always the whipping boy of the podcast that everybody made fun of and shat on. And he hated all of these mean comments that Dankula and Bearing wouldn't allow him to delete. So his way to get rid of them forever was to just delete the whole fucking thing.
There you go.
And then that's what I think happened. By the way, we got Kava Papa for 5 subs.
Thank you fucking much. God damn, big support this week, guys. Thank you. But
he tried to blame me for it for some reason. Like he was saying, oh, thanks, Bearing. Good friend. We've all...
Did we get bad?
This was the most insane thing ever, the Jeremy gaslight of this, where the story changed so many times, where it was other people flagged it down because he wanted to play the victim and use it as, oh, see, the casino flagged it down, even though it shows that it was deleted. So he couldn't do that. Then he claimed it was a YouTube glitch. Yeah. Nobody bought that. Then it was that the editor went rogue.
Oh, yeah.
Like the editor was, you remember, like the editor went rogue and fucked up.
No editor, by the way.
No, there is no editor. He fired him a long time ago. And then it was like, oh, I can't produce the messages of instructing the editor to do this because it was on Signal. The convenience of that.
Oh, yeah.
It was insane. And then he expected Bearing and Dankula to accept this big load of bullshit. By the way, he's trying to blame it on Bearing here. Looks like the channel is gone. Thanks for fanning the flames, Bearing. Great friend. The amount of flack that Jer was getting had nothing to do with the fact the channel was deleted. It was that Jer thought in his mind that, number one, he could use this as a counterattack to say he was being flagged down and he was under attack. And number two, he wanted to delete all the mean comments that make him seethe to the fucking day. That's what motivated this, 100%.
obviously been false flagged and this is your fault, good friend Bearing, like a pussy. And that's going to be the theme of this video. The Quartering is kind of a massive pussy. He's a passive-aggressive, massive pussy. Now, I'm not going to relitigate the whole thing in this video. Like I said, watch my previous video to get caught up on the whole situation. But Jeremy recently had some words to say about me. So I think a response is appropriate. Let's have a look. Let's go!
Everyone follow Bearing, by the way. He's awesome.
All these people that called themselves my friends. Some of these people I had been.
I'll link his channel here, by the way, and you could sign.
We got friends with Brass Creations Foundry for 5 subs. Snow Puma says Suffabish, and Brass Creation Foundry for 2,000 kicks. Welcome back from your vacation. Glad to see you get some R&R. Belated a bit, but Friday is the only stream day I can catch live. We appreciate you being here, bud.
Thanks, man.
It's gonna be a bang. We got a ton of shows still to go.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like a 9-hour show minimum. Hang on, I'm gonna link you. We'll see. Maybe, probably 8, but we'll see. 1 second, let me pin that. Everyone, stop the Bearing. His videos are fucking. I've been always amazing.
For over 10 years. Knew their families. You know, celebrated the birth of their kids.
Now he's talking about.
Well, yeah, because Sugar Tits and the kid.
You're talking about other people's kids. Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's Bearing's kid, right? Bearing had a kid or whatever. And he'll mention it here or whatever. So obviously, a Quartering is talking about Bearing, his kid, and Count Dankula's kid.
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened with Count Dankula's child?
Oh, we're gonna see. We played it a bunch of times on the show, but it's probably
There's
the
no
first
doubt about
time
it.
a lot of normies saw it.
Yeah.
For 10 years, knew their family, he knows my wife, he's spoken to my wife, celebrated the birth of their kid, that's me, and later he goes on to say, oh, just to make a single video, you know, to profit off my downfall. That's fucking me. That's me. He's just too much of a pussy to say it's me. But let's talk about the celebrating of the birth of their kids thing for a sec, Jeremy. Remember this clip?
Look, I've been open, like I'm 42, like I'm not necessarily out of
Buddy, do you miss these looks?
Man, she just looks around, just deer in headlights. Just can't believe Mel looks fucking depressed too. Holy shit! Look at her.
time, but like it's something you think about when you get older. And
having kids is fucking great though. It's fucking great.
Well, give me one of yours.
A weird thing to say.
Thanks for rubbing it in your face.
I thought we were friends. You have 2. You only need 1.
My oldest one's on
home runs there.
It's not creepy and uncomfortable at all. Like Jared, just like there is a way to maybe do that, Joe. He just does not have the charisma or the comedic ability to talk like that. Like it's just cringe and awkward, man.
Autistic, but she's like Rain Man autistic. It's fucking
I
great.
love it. You're gonna be rich one day. She's gonna invent like an app or something.
Like that's the thing is that she's like smart as fuck autistic, and she did something scary the other day. She talks and sings and speaks all the fucking time, like constantly.
Yeah.
But she doesn't verbally communicate. She'll take your hand and lead you somewhere and everything, right?
Yeah.
However, we've recently figured out that she understands every single thing that we're saying and knows what we're saying. And it's terrifying. Like we've even
real fast. Look at him fix his gun.
Every single thing that we're saying.
Meme Copium had a good comment where he goes, he says his first thought was to monetize the child. It's always on Jared's mind. How does he make money?
But look at that. Look at that. That is.
Oh my God! What a gun sack there, buddy.
Yo, buddy.
You think you could just like move the webcam up a bit so we didn't need to see his shame quite like that? Is there really any need for us to see all of that, bud?
Terrifying. Like we've even had like staff at the speech and language clinic going, she knows what we're talking about.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah, she's
your
smart.
daughter was asking about what double penetration was.
Okay, buddy.
What? Look at Dankula. He's like, look at everyone. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Why? That's not good, bro. Is his special needs he's talking about? Like, what's wrong with you, Jay?
What the fuck, bro?
We don't know where he got that.
He goes,
wait, what?
Oh my!
Wait, what? Look at everyone! Look at everyone's rattled, bro. Look at Mel side eye just did. Hannah Claire's like gritting her teeth trying to get through this shit. Oh man, it's so embarrassing, bro.
I mean, you can hear those chicks audibly gasp.
We got that.
Shit, you hear Malcolm?
So let's just break down what just happened. Dankula, Jeremy's dear friend of 10 years. And by the way, Dankula's going to fucking hate. I mean, he's probably going to hate that I've brought him up here. He doesn't like drama, but I'm sure he'll forgive me. Please forgive me, Dank. But Dankula is describing how proud he is of his non-verbal autistic daughter for making the progress that she's made. And you can see it on Dankula's face. He's fucking proud. His face lights up when he's describing this, and I know the feeling. I can relate. I've never told anyone on the internet this except for Dankula. I mean, there's never been a reason to. But when Dankula describes his daughter, he could be describing my daughter. My daughter is autistic, ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's incredibly smart and outgoing, and one of the happiest kids you'll ever meet. But yeah, ASD level 3, mostly non-verbal. She's 6 years old. She's in intensive speech therapy and occupational therapy, and she's making really good progress. And when you have a kid that faces challenges like...
So Bering watched that clip and he like pictured himself
disgusted.
And his daughter, and it's like, why would you even bring that? That's disgusting.
Well, and a lot of people do, right? And it's like, what is Jeremy thinking? You know, and there might be a way to make a joke about something like that.
He'll say that right here too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But he just doesn't have the ability. Like, you better be sure it's going to be funny. You better be sure you know the person like that, and you're actually funny if you're gonna fucking do that, because it's pretty sus to talk about other people's kids like that.
Well, look, there is a way to say jokes like that, but should you be online?
You better be Norm Macdonald.
You better be like Gilbert Godfrey. You're fucking like
you better be like a god level comedian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even then, people are gonna take it fucked. Some people are just gonna be like, that
like that. When they make progress, when they make some progress, you are honestly like it's indescribable. Fucking pride that you feel. And that's what you can see on Dankula's face. Like, as I said, my daughter is 6 years old. She's probably got the verbal capabilities of like a 3-year-old, say a 3.5-year-old. She just started saying, I love you, daddy, in the last year. You know what I mean? So when they make these steps, it's such a good moment. And he's portraying...
That's the saddest scene in any movie, by the way. That from Interstellar. It makes me cry every time.
This pride to his dear friend of 10 years. And what does Jared say? Oh, she was asking me about double penetration. You realise you're a prick, right? Like, if one of my friends said that to my face, they'd probably get a fucking backhander. Now, let me just clarify.
It's just so inappropriate. It's not really the time to joke even, right? Like, it's time to let the guy talk and be, oh, that's amazing, bro. That's so good. You know what I mean? This is just a basic common decency, especially when it's like your friend of 10 years.
On the internet, too?
Yeah.
Like in front of thousands of people to say that? Your daughter.
Like, it wasn't even clever. It's just like, your daughter's getting double punished. Fuck, man. What's wrong with you?
I think what Jeremy was trying to do is he was trying to be funny. See, on the TISM podcast, the podcast that Jeremy deleted, when my daughter was born, I think the chat sort of had a running joke of, let's start the 18-year countdown. It was
That's fucked up.
It is, like,
but it's the audience being disgusting. What
skeezy internet joke, and it was something you'd expect from a fucking live chat. You know what I mean? And so that sort of became a joke. When Dankula's kids were born, the joke came up again, and so Jeremy was trying to sort of do that. But there's a big fucking difference between randos on the internet saying, "Oh, 18-year-old." Countdown, and your dear friend of 10 years saying, oh, she was telling me about double penetration.
Isn't that fucking crazy too? It's like, your daughter talked to me about
it's cringe.
Like, ew. Yeah,
well, it's just it's creepy, man, and it's cringy.
Yeah.
It's just not good.
Yeah.
After he was telling you about
and not to mention, like, there's also 2 women present as well. You know what I mean? Like, and one of them's Hannah Claire, who's just like a total prude that's not going to appreciate that, at all. Nobody really
well, they
does.
both are. They both are prudes.
Like
now.
I said this at the time. Like even amongst a bunch of drunk guys in a garage, it's probably not going to go over well.
No.
Like somebody's probably going to get hit for saying that shit. You know what I mean?
Your daughter talked to me about, and you're like, "What'd you say, you motherfucker? That's a punch." Right?
Of the progress she'd made. Now, Dan kind of laughed this whole thing off because he was being a polite guest. He didn't want to make waves. I kind of understand that. But like I said, Jeremy, if you were my friend and you were in front of me and you said something like that, back of my fucking hand. I mean, this incident was even written about by Luther.
Oh my God.
It was transcribed in the lolcow book by Luther Morgan. Available on Amazon.
Luther Morgan.
The Luther shout
legend.
out.
What a
Bearing,
legend.
by the way, he shouts out one by one all of the most prominent A-logs. Luther, Don Flurgandy. Just lets everybody know where to go to get the Kino. We got the virus for 25 subs!
Go!
Woo!
Big support. Thank you, the virus, man.
Jer should honestly just learn to shut his fucking mouth. If you're not willing to actually go to the mat with Bearing or Camelot or us or anybody else, you're best off just shutting your fucking mouth. Because now Bearing is directing his audience, people that would generally be sympathetic to you, that may have watched you over the last decade, to the people that are going to expose all of your scams and lies. And that didn't happen in the first video because Luther and Dawn, these guys were just getting started. Now they're in full swing. It's like a cottage industry. There's like an industrial complex dedicated to owning you day after day after day. And Bearing is letting everybody know where to go get that content. All because you couldn't just shut your fucking mouth and let sleeping dogs lie. And what damage did you do to Bearing with your bullshit backhanded, passive aggressive nonsense? None. It was just a cry in a therapy session. Pathetic, Jer. Just so many bad decisions this guy makes on both a tactical and a strategic level. There's not one thing he's done this entire time that's actually helped him at all.
Morgan in his book, the Lolcow book. There's a whole fucking page on it. By the way, check out Amazon. I think it's on Amazon. It's a good read.
Wow.
But this has been published, Jeremy. My point is, you don't know our families. You're not close with us like that, or me and my family at the very least. You're a fucking prick. Let's continue.
And for the most part, the first chance they could get to make a buck off me in a time when it was...
Luther has his next book. Luther, if you're here, Luther, your next book should just be all about Jer. And it's just like the entire saga.
Is he even worth it? Is he?
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Oh,
I'd buy it. I'd buy it.
Was popular to do so. That's exactly what they did. And hey, Baba, Hucky, don't knock that over. But Ruby.
Yeah, by the way, it's a good point that Secret Seeker brings up here. Jer always says first chance they had to make a buck, as if there haven't been decades of chances to shit on him. Like, it's not as though Jer hasn't been getting drunk on a near weekly basis for the last 10 years on live stream and making a fucking fool of himself. There's dozens of streams like this. In fact, Return of the Mac and Cheese clipped up 2 of them, where he gets drunk and belligerent and crashes out at Tim Pool and the audience. And we're going to play those probably on Monday on the show. You'll see there's been many, many opportunities to make fun of Jer. They could have, exposed Jer when it first came out that his coffee was drop shipped from Mill Creek. None of them fucking said anything. They could have made fun of Jeremy right at Amfest when he was making creepy comments to Melanie Mack, but none of these people did. It was only once Jer went fully beyond the pale to completely indefensible, where he's flagging down people's channels and openly bragging about doing it, and then gaslighting everybody into telling them he didn't do it, when it was obvious he did and wanted the credit for it, but not the consequences that go along with it, that everybody said no. And Jer's like, well, it shouldn't have happened. Well, you're going to see what his attitude towards this stuff was when it's not him. Bearing's going to show you. Let's hit play.
I mean, you could just say nothing, too. during times of tumultuous stuff.
Yeah, I could have said nothing, but that would make me a massive hypocrite, wouldn't it, Jeremy? See, when Matt Jarbo flagged down all those motherfuckers, we all said something. That's shithouse behaviour. Now, you fucked up. No, wait, that's not even the right wording. You were intentionally and arrogantly malicious. You tried to destroy the livelihoods of people. You tried to destroy someone's YouTube channel. And what me and a few other...
He did.
He did destroy our channel. His actions also led to the death of Mikey No More's channel. His actions led to the death of several smaller channels that I don't remember. But it also led to Camelot getting 2 strikes. It led to Luther Morgan getting a strike on his channel. It was ridiculous. People were catching strikes left, right, and center. And then because of this attitude, basically it was revealed how easy it was to mass flag. Now all these creators are doing it. And because Jer got away with it, other people now think they can get away with it. So it was a real disaster for the YouTube ecosystem, what Jer did. It was a really selfish thing he did, and it only made it worse for him.
People you called friends did is simply police our own.
I would be completely fine with all of everything that's going on, even though we may disagree on certain things. If they would police their own, there are lots of problems. In each community, and nobody ever really wants to seem to police their own. They have shown that they won't police their own. So rather than police their own, they don't police their own, meaning they don't get bad faith actors out of their groups. I wish they would police their own a little bit more. What has to happen is they have to police their own.
And if I wanted to make a buck off you, Jeremy, I would have made a lot more than one video.
Exactly. But for everybody else, every other group, they're supposed to police their own. Conservatives supposed to police. But when we start to police our own, be like, this is behavior that we don't find acceptable as a community because we don't believe that you should be flagging other creators down because it sets a bad precedent. It's a chilling effect on everybody's ability to talk the way they want to talk and make money. Then suddenly it's wrong for people to do that. The expectation is they should remain silent and not police their own only when it comes to you. And then Bering has a great point. He made one video. Bering could have made a video every day. Like we do it 3 times a week. You know, Dawn, I think, does 2 or 3 times a week. Luther's pumping out at least a video a week. Bering could do a video every day, every week on you and make a lot of money doing it. But because he was your friend for 10 years, he only made the one video. And now he's making a follow-up because you decided to start talking shit about him. But apparently you're the victim and everybody's evil and everybody's out to get you. No, it just turns out that some people actually did believe in the stuff that you claimed to believe for many, many years. And they weren't going to stand by and let you get away with this shit.
Or 2 now. I could have made a lot of money off you. Look at people like Luther Morgan. Look at people like Don Flurgandy. Those guys have started what could be very lucrative YouTube careers off your downfall. Power to him. You did the same thing with Brie Larson for fuck's sake. But I don't know if it's this like pulling up the ladder sort of thing. But like I said, you've become arrogant and a prick. I was thinking about it just after all this happened, right? And I think your problem is that you've developed what I call, by the way, media.
It wasn't just Brie Larson. It was Jack Murphy as well. And it was relentless with Jack Murphy. And like, you know, the same tactics that he calls harassment today, he employed against Jack. And you know what? It was based when he was calling out Jack Murphy because Jack Murphy was a cuckold and a fucking degenerate and a fraud, just like Jer is. But, you know, Bering has a really good point here. Quartering has gotten way too big for his britches and thinks that he's some sort of a god, some sort of a media conglomerate entity whose shit doesn't stink. This definition he's put up here. Media company syndrome, a progressive condition affecting content creators in which sustained algorithmic success induces the delusion that one is an institution rather than a guy in a spare bedroom talking into a foam-covered stick. Symptoms include referring to oneself in the plural. We're excited to announce the sudden appearance of a head of partnerships who is in fact just a buddy from school, and the belief that one has a brand identity instead of a webcam and an opinion. This is what's going on with the guy.
Syndrome. See, you had a YouTube channel and you got very successful. You got like 1 million subscribers. You got 2 million subscribers. You got load of views. And all of that happened because you were relatable. See, a lot of people post quartering drama ask me, what did anyone ever fucking see in Jeremy? And the answer is, you were relatable. You were just a fat guy from fucking Wisconsin.
That makes sense.
That's all he could ever be.
The normal guy.
Well, it's
the everyman.
I don't know if he's a normal guy, but he's a fucking big fat loser that a lot of other big fat losers could see themselves in. You know what I mean? Like,
I was saying it as nice as possible.
Yeah.
You played with cards, you bitched about movies, that sort of thing. You're just some guy in his spare bedroom talking shit. Just like the rest of us. Just like the Kino Casino. Just like Yellow Flash. Just like Camelot. And you're still just a prick in his spare bedroom talking shit into a microphone. But you've kind of developed this belief that you're like...
That's the real truth, is he's not even at the level of Tim Pool. At least when Tim Pool does it, like puts on this pretense of being something more, at least he does have a compound. Like, he has all of these employees. He flies people in regularly. You know what I mean? Jeremy has none of that. He's still just in the same shit fucking studio he was at the start, making the exact same shit fucking slop. And his coffee company is nothing but a dropship vanity project that's never actually been worth a fuck. It's all delusions of grandeur. There's nothing to even back this up.
Media company now. You've got all this staff. You're a big important motherfucker. Now, there's nothing wrong with having staff. There's nothing wrong with having editors and that sort of shit. But you became so big and so arrogant and so media company brained that you thought your shit didn't stink. And it very much does fucking stink. That's why you thought you could silence people who were being mean to you on the internet. But if people wanted to watch a media company like Fox News, then they'd watch Fox News. People tune into YouTube for the most part to watch a motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom. And as a fellow motherfucker with a microphone talking shit in his spare bedroom, I am going to call you out and tell you the truth.
They're not your friend if they're not willing to call out bad behavior. That's what real friends do. Real friends don't expect their other friends to be in lockstep with them. Real friends.
This is the kill shot, isn't it? This is the end for Jer. So there it is. That's what he'd say all the time, right? That's what you're supposed to say, right? But when it was time for him to live by those words, suddenly he didn't want to have to live by those words. And suddenly his friends were expected to be in lockstep with him on everything. Nobody could disagree with him on anything, no matter how egregious it was. This to me just destroys, just demolishes Jer. And you know he's seething about this, and it's fucking bothering him.
Oh, yeah, actually cried probably.
I think he probably did cry about it, and I won't be surprised if this weekend, when Miller time hits, when it's Miller o'clock, if we don't see him lash out at Bering in some way. He definitely will at some point in the next few days, weeks, months. It's only a matter of time until he freaks out again, because he won't be able to handle this. Like, he can't handle any slight, let alone one this devastating, where he's just completely destroyed. And it's just so fair. It's so good faith what Bering is saying. It's just the truth.
You have people that want you there and will tell you the truth as they see it. Not act like a spoiled brat.
Let's continue.
Now, I'm not talking about my viewers, but I'm talking about other content creators who are all snakes. I could do a 2-hour video and lay out just how much of a piece of garbage just about everybody I've worked with is.
Well, then why don't you fucking do it? Stop being a pussy. For sake, you've got this mentality that like everyone snaked you. I didn't snake you. I came to you privately. Before I made that initial video, I came to you and I said, what the fuck is going on here? Care to explain? And you lied to me. All you did was lie to me. I even told you I was going to address it. I told you I was going to make a video. And after the fact, I'm some massive asshole. I didn't do anything I didn't tell you I was going to do. Stop being a bitch. If you've got dirt on people and you want to get revenge, then can do it. Reveal all. I don't give a shit. Because I, for the most part, am not a prick. And whatever you release is going to show that. Jeremy, do you hang out with many men? Like, do you have real friends in real life who are men? Because what you're doing right now is very female coded. Like, I haven't thought about this shit for fucking months. And all of a sudden you pop back up having a subtle passive aggressive crack.
Well, it's living rent free.
That was like
this is the thing though, Bering, and this is what we all have to understand. this really, as much as like Jer has lashed out at Bering, is angry at Bering, this hasn't affected Bering at all. This was something he talked about and then he moved on from. But for Jer, this weighs on him every day. The consequences of his actions, which is that he has detractors or A-logs or critics, or whatever you want to call them, analyzing his every move under a microscope, exposing his lies, exposing his scams, and it's constant and it's never ending. It all weighs on him. And so he has to find somebody to blame. And of course, he can't blame himself. He can't say, oh, maybe it was me. Maybe I fucked up. So he has to blame Bering. He has to blame everybody else. Camelot, Yellow Flash, us. When in fact, it was his own stupid behavior that got him here. And that's the thing. Like, it's rent-free in his mind. He's just thinking about it constantly. It's tough.
Months ago. It just seems like very womanly behaviour, like someone who probably wouldn't get along with men. Like, I tell my mates the truth all the time. It's what blokes do. It's a thing. A disagreement isn't the end of the world. It doesn't mean I want you to die or something. I don't think you like being told the truth. And I think there's proof. See, Luke started telling you the truth, and all of a sudden, miraculously, mysteriously, Luke's off the fucking show.
See, we never even had that theory, by the way, that like Luke just started being straight up with him and all this shit, and then suddenly Luke was gone.
Well,
right?
It was always that there was a problem because Luke would not go with Jeremy's narratives. Like on the Epstein files, he was like, no, the files have to come out. Trump is shielding. He's hiding something. This isn't fucking right. This has to come out. And like the idea that Luke should be expected to go contrary to that, when he literally went to Epstein Island, was the one that got the footage and exposed Little St. James, like the first guy there.
Okay, he was
Luke's
the first
entire
one there
brand
post the pedophilia.
Yes, yes.
The way you said it, he was the first one in line.
He
on
was
the
first
Express
one.
Or whatever.
Yeah. No, but the idea that he's not going to fight for that, it's like, why are you going to hire Luke on your show and bring him on your show? If not to cover that angle, like he's the conspiracy theory guy. He was a part of the InfoWars network for a long time. He was in Alex Jones' Endgame back in the day. So of course he's going to go to bat on those issues. Of course he's going to be anti-war. He's a libertarian. But Jer didn't know exactly what he wanted because he doesn't really have a coherent political ideology. Like he doesn't really know what he is. He's a LARPer. He's a tourist in this community, just like he was a tourist in gaming, just like he was a tourist in the anti-woke stuff. He's a tourist wherever he goes, okay? And so he put this show together with a bunch of people that are going to clash. You have a show where the co-hosts are Styx Hexenhammer and Melanie Mack. That's like oil and water. You have one guy who's a Satanist, and the other person is like a born-again Christian. And then you have Jer, who's just his political ideology can just basically be boiled down to ball wash Donald Trump to own the left, and a guy who's going to obviously be at odds with Trump because he's a full-blown libertarian. And then you have like Hannah Claire, who's like more so like her father, who's kind of like a race realist, like trad wife type personality. And like, none of this made any sense. None of this was ever going to mesh together. And it was doomed to fail from the beginning. It was.
I respect people's time, and I don't want to bullcrap them. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to tell you stuff that isn't going to come out to be true just because it makes you feel good. Like a real friend tells you the truth, right?
Right.
Whether you like it or not. All right?
Yeah,
a real friend tells you the hard stuff that you're not wanting to hear. They're going to tell you, put that soda down. You know, they're going to tell you like, hey, you got to take care of yourself, right? So
he's like telling, quartering, like, it's like, stop. He's like, stop eating, stop drinking.
Yeah, I prefer those people in my life.
Right.
If you just want to,
and it's true. You want a friend like that. You want a friend who's like, hey man, I think you're doing that wrong.
And the truth is, it might in the moment make you seethe, but then later you got to look back on and be, okay, well they probably made a point here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it is what it is.
Well, also people who aren't your friend will appease you and be nice to not have drama.
Yes.
Whereas a friend will be like, hey man, I'm gonna let you know, what you did there wasn't cool and it started to piss people off, because people there won't say shit. They'll be nice because of being nice. Your friends will tell you, hey, bro.
A show just to like be entertained and like, be lied to and told sweet little nothings. I mean, you're also a person that probably.
Look at Jer's mauled here.
Oh, he's mad. And Hannah is stressed because she's like, oh my God, Luke's saying the truth. You can't do that on this show. You can't hit Jer with a reality check on this show. And the thing is, Luke is so autistic that he will just say the truth, and he doesn't care, and he doesn't pick up on the fact that Jer is maulding, because Jer will tell him to his face that he's not. And so Luke goes, okay, well, he's telling me he's okay with this. He's telling me I'm allowed to voice my opinion, but he doesn't actually recognize that Jeremy is a maulding, seething fucking bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Believes that strippers really like you too.
Yeah, so I reckon
that's a nuke on Jer, because that is him. He really thinks the strippers do like him. He really thinks that the people who work for him, who are forced to lick his ass because their livelihood depends on it, really do love him. It's not the case, man. He's delusional.
Why Luke's gone. I mean, he's gone because of money troubles, but he had to pick one. And Luke was his least favorite because he told him the truth. And he's not a fucking yes man like Melanie Mack. Like literally, she's a yes man or a yes woman.
This is so solid, this part here.
Yeah, that's great, Darren. Wow.
It was just that one
It's
day.
not just us. It's not just us that think this. Everybody sees this.
It might have been that I just hadn't eaten anything, and then I ended up getting anxiety about it, which made it worse.
Yeah.
And but other than that, that was over a week ago now. So this week has been good. I survived a bachelor party. I did have a few of the ladies' White Claws.
She's an annoying woman who turns up because you pay her $500 a fucking episode or something. I mean, Luke really hit the nail on the head with the thinking strippers like you thing. It's basically what's going on. Now, there was also this little number about a month.
This hurts way more than us or Luther or anyone.
Because it's coming from his friend. I mean, this isn't somebody that hates Jer. That's the thing. Like it would probably be in Bering's best interest, right, to shield Jer or stay with Jer, but
it would not be in anyone's interest. Not anymore. Yeah. Not anymore.
I saw a clip on Twitter. I thought, that's fucking me. He's talking about me. I couldn't be responding, but we're here now. Let's do it.
Now, you could talk about certain quote-unquote internet friends that I thought I had over the years that were willing to turn on you for $100.
Jeremy, it wasn't $100. It was $735 and 79 cents. And you know where that $735 and 79 cents went? It didn't go towards a Cybertruck. It didn't go towards like 10 grand worth of kids playing cards. It didn't go towards a $30,000 saltwater aquarium or a fucking dog track or whatever the you flex on your audience. It went into a high growth index fund for my daughter. So in 30 years' time when I'm old and
Jer can't retire, but Bering's been a little bit wiser with his earnings,
Buddy, that's
people and that $735 and 79 cents will be my daughter's 15 odd grand. I mean, that's not a bad couple of hours work if you ask me. But that's besides the point. I didn't make that video to make a profit. I made that video because it should have been made. See, there's no cabal here, Jeremy. There's no conspiracy. There's no fuck Jeremy plot. What's happened here is really simple. A bunch of
it's completely organic.
Because
no one's like,
it's
hey,
not.
Bering, make a video.
There's no big Discord group chat where everybody's directing everything against. That's not what's going on. You know what I mean? That's not what's happening, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Everybody independently all decided you were acting like a complete piece of shit and started calling you out. It's the exact same thing that happened to Jarbo. And by the way, the parallels really are there because nobody liked Jarbo either. And everybody was just waiting for the moment to felt Jarbo, right? Same thing with you. Nobody really liked you either. And people were just waiting for the moment. And the thing is, Bering may have actually liked you, probably did like you, but you've lost even him. And you don't see that as an indictment of yourself, that you lost a guy who's been in your corner for over 10 years. You see it as an indictment on him for telling you how he actually felt. That's fucked, bud.
Because you are being a prick. And now you're taking passive-aggressive jabs at people like a pussy. I even offered several times to jump on a live stream on your channel and discuss this whole thing. If you're being treated unfairly, if we're all wrong, if this is some sort of conspiracy against you, let's get it out.
I can't address anything because everyone around me gets attacked. So
Well,
why
this
do you
is
still
the
work with
thing.
Mel or any of these other people?
Here's the problem. Jeremy is choosing half measures. He has to choose either I'm going on the attack to clear my name and fight this in the court of public opinion, and I'm going to explain my side of it once and for all, or I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep my head down, and I'm going to get through this. You can't just keep throwing fuel on the fire like impotently like he's doing by throwing this passive-aggressive shade at people that then reignites the controversy against you, but you make no ground in the eyes of the public, and it just makes shit worse and feeds your trolls. You have to make a decision, and he's making the worst possible decisions he could. Had he actually stood his ground and started throwing punches back, I feel like he would be in 100% better place than he is now. But he didn't do that. He's choosing the worst of both worlds. It's retarded.
In the open, but you won't do that because you're a, you know what I'm going to say. Pussy! But here's the thing, Jeremy, you don't have to be a pussy. This is a choice you're making. You could confront this whole thing. You could man up and address everything. Being a pussy is not an immutable characteristic. It's just a choice. Just choose not to be a pussy. The offer's still open, by the way. Let's do it.
But most of those people that did that match the stories about what I heard about them behind the scenes.
Such.
Okay. So Bering was always a piece of shit.
Yeah, but now we're like alluding to some like
Someone
vague
else DMing you about Bering. Watch out for him. He'll fucking back.
But isn't that the snake behavior, to repeat vague gossip about somebody?
Yeah.
Instead of just being straightforward and direct, here, and here are my issues. Here's what I think you could do to rectify it. Instead of being like, well, I heard from so-and-so. Now, I won't tell you what I heard, but I heard so-and-so is a bad person. What does that mean? Does it mean they lie? Does it mean they're a diddler? What does that mean? You know what I mean? Well, he wants you to read into it the worst thing that you could.
He was always planning to backstab you. He was always like this. Fuck you, Jer. You fucking loser.
Jazz?
You know, people that would sell you out.
This is like narcissistic personality disorder, like to a T.
100%.
Where you literally block out any criticism and you throw it back at people. This is NPD, motherfucker.
Your lowest moment to make a single video and profit from it, you could always kind of tell. And I'm not.
Bering posts almost every single day, not about you. Do you think that video about you got more views than his usual video? His videos do very well. He makes great money. He doesn't need the one video about Jer.
There's no real profit incentive. You know what I mean?
For him, no.
Like it doesn't.
For Bering, he does a variety of topics.
I'm gonna name
what
names,
this really is, and we've said this many times, but this is projection. Jeremy is entirely motivated by money. And he lacks the theory of mind to understand that maybe other people aren't motivated entirely by money, you know?
They know who they are.
Wait, so you're telling me that you could always tell that I was like some massive asshole and you just never did anything about it? I think that is pathetic cope. You just don't like being confronted with the truth and now you're all salty about it. You're on your period. If you want to be like internet enemies, Jeremy, that's fine. I got no problem with having internet enemies. It's actually quite profitable. The feminists of like the mid-2010s basically paid off my mortgage. But you know what's really fucking sad, man? At least the feminists had the nutsack to say my name. Anyway, that's about me done. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below or at my Twitter. It's at bear_Bering.
He's awesome.
I'll catch you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
And I've linked his channel there. It's just Bering, B-E-A-R-I-N-G on YouTube, if you're listening. He makes really funny videos, and he's been cool for a long time.